Hey guys, so today I'll be doing a top 10 countdown ranking video, and this one is going to be about Jay Chou, Zhou Jielun. Yes, he's probably one of my favorite Chinese music artists, and he's definitely one of the greatest, most influential, most popular Mando pop musicians, Taiwanese musicians. And I was first introduced to Jay Chou when I went to university because I actually grew up in a rural area in Canada, and I wasn't in touch with many Chinese people. So it wasn't until I went to university in Toronto, then I got touched with other Chinese people, and they introduced me to Jay Chou. And yeah, I got really into Jay Chou for a bit. And he's always been one of my favorite musicians since, definitely for Chinese artists. He has this nice mix of traditional Chinese style. He puts like traditional Chinese type of instruments and stuff and mixing it with modern pop sensibilities and pop melodies. So I thought it was really cool. And I thought I might do a top 10 list because he has like 15 albums, I think, right now. So I thought might as well do my top 10 albums. And I know it's not going to be, this is my list, right? My personal list, so it's probably a lot of people going to disagree with me, and that's fine. Let me know in the comments, if you guys, which ones you guys disagree with. But this is just going to be my personal list, and a lot of it's going to be influenced by sentimental feelings, how much I listen to the album, what songs I like on the album. So I'm just going to go down my top 10 Jay Chou albums and my favorite song from those albums. So yeah, let's go start with the count. Alright, so number 10, Jay Chou album for me is The Era, or Kwasadai, and my favorite song from that album is Yu Xia Yi Zeng Wan. And I think this is, I like this song because it's a very traditional sounding, like kind of, like I said, a mix of traditional Chinese music with a modern pop feel to it. So Jay Chou does some of these songs. He has a lot of different styles, but yeah, one of my favorite styles is him always blending these traditional Chinese type of instruments and style with with these poetic lyrics and with kind of like a pop melody-ish as well. So this is number 10 because outside of this song, I don't really like many of the other songs on this album. Like this is one of Jay Chou's later albums, so it's really hit and miss. So I don't really like too many of the songs on this album, but I think this song is really nice. This one, yeah, and I'm only gonna like show a little bit of each song, of course, but yeah, this song's pretty nice. Yeah, it's like some of his other like traditional Chinese style with pop music. Alright, number 9 on my top 10 Jay Chou albums is Greatest Works of Art, or 最伟大的作品. And this song, Mojito, I think it's really grown on me. I mean, yes, this is the newest Jay Chou album, but it's actually not too bad. I think there's a lot of decent songs on this one, actually. Now, is it as great as his earlier works? Probably not. But it's still, yeah, it's a decent album. I mean, a lot of his later albums I don't really like that much, but this one's okay. So that's how it ended up number 9 on my list. So, and this is again another one of Jay Chou's songs where he kind of shows off his versatility because he has so many different styles in his music. And this one has more of a Latino, salsa rhythm to it, which is nice. Yeah, and there's a few other songs on the album I like too, but I found this one is pretty interesting. I like the music video, I like the vibe of the songs. Very laid back. So. This rap part. So Jay Chou's gotta have the rap part, right? Alright, so number 8 on my list is 摩羯座 or Capricorn, and this is probably my favorite song on the album, 给我一首歌的时间. And I think this album is not bad. It's a pretty good album. It's not like one of his best or anything, but he has a lot of good ballads on this album, I think, like this one. But I would say there's not like a song that's really good from this album. It just has a lot of decent songs, but it doesn't have like a really good song to really prop it up. But still, it makes this list, right? Because it has a lot of decent songs. Yeah, just not like really good songs. Yeah, it's just because a lot of these songs sound pretty similar to his earlier songs, that's probably why. But yeah, it's still pretty decent. This one has more of an R&B type feel. So a couple other songs I like from this album. I like Floral Sea, 花海, and 说好的幸福呢. These are both pretty good ballads from this album. And 时光机, Time Machine is another one I like, and of course 稻香 Rice Field. That's actually the lead single from this album, which is pretty nice as well. So yeah, overall it's a decent amount of songs, although none of them like are really like all-time songs, but all of them are pretty decent. Alright, so this is number 7 on my list. This is On the Run, or 我很忙. And yeah, this is actually pretty good album. So I would compare it to the previous album on this list, Capricorn, by saying that this one is more versatile. This album is more versatile, has a lot more different types of songs on it. But just like Capricorn, it doesn't have a super good song on it. So that's the thing. It has a lot of really decent songs. None of them are really good, but it's above Capricorn because it's more versatile. And there's a lot of more styles on this album, which is nice. But yeah, well, Bouquet is probably one of my favorites on the album. It's actually talking about Jay's life as, you know, he's a star by now. This is like 2007, so he's a huge star in Asia right now, and even by this time. And yeah, the lyrics kind of reflect that, and the song has a nice R&B type feel as well. So yeah, I like it. Trying to deal with having a girlfriend, keeping it under wraps, you know, because he's such a big star and paparazzi after him, everything. So even though this album is lower, it actually has more songs I've listened to compared to the next 2 albums. It's just that the next 2 albums on this list are greater albums overall. I also like 最长的电影 and 蒲公英月的约定. Both of these songs are some of Jay Chou's best piano type ballads, I think. 阳光在南, which is a really fun song to listen to. 彩虹, which is a great ballad as well. And 青花瓷, which is another one of those Chinese type pop songs that Jay writes sometimes. So overall, I really like this album in terms of the song selection. Just in terms of greatness, it doesn't have as much impact on his career as the next 2 albums on this list. Alright, so number 6 on this list is Jay, which is his first album, just 周杰伦. And yeah, this album is the one that really started his career off. And 龙卷风 is probably my favorite from this album. I know like there's some other good songs on this album, like Hey So Yomura and stuff, but yeah, this is a good album. It was hard to choose between this one and number 5 on my list. Like I can alternate between the 2. Yeah, they're both really good albums. The thing is why this one is lower, like is not in my top 5 or not in my top 4, is just because like for me I kind of prefer like Jay like maybe in the middle of his career-ish, where he kind of gains a little bit more versatility and starts writing like really nice songs. Although in the beginning he writes really nice songs too, but it's not. It's kind of he's kind of got the style that's not as versatile, where he has like really heavy on the rapping, right? So 龙卷风 is like, yeah, it's a good song, right? Like, you know, well constructed and everything. It's got this part. It's got this like, yeah, rapping hip hop stuff. He's really good at that. I just think that he gets even better at this towards the middle of his career. Yeah, but this is the beginning of his career, right? He's still kind of raw, so that's why this album's still a bit lower for me. It's still a really good album, right? His debut album is good, but yeah, I just think that he gets a little bit more versatile towards the middle of his career. So, but yeah, this album has some all-time songs for Jay, so that's a good thing about this album, even though it's not quite as versatile as his later albums. But yeah, all the songs on this album are pretty well written. I mean, yeah, he really started his career with this album. Alright, so number 5 on the list is Ye Hui Mei, named after his mother, and I have this a little bit above his debut album. I think it's pretty close though. They're both well-written albums, lots of good, like, iconic songs, right? Like, Hey So Yomo is an iconic Jay Chou song. This song, Qing Tian, is an iconic Jay Chou song. And yeah, that's the reason why this is my top 5. I think Qing Tian is really one of his signature songs. Like, this song is great, all-time great. So it's just that, again, like his debut album, I feel like this stage of his career is still his early career, where he's very heavy on the hip-hop and rapping, so he still isn't quite as versatile as the middle of his career. But again, he has really well-written songs and all-time iconic songs like this, so that's why this still makes the top 5. This album has one of my favorite Chinese-influenced pop songs that Jay Chou composed, which is Dong Feng Po, and also has Ni Ting De Dao, which is also a pretty good song as well. So there's some other songs I like from this album too. Alright, number 4 on my list is still Fantasy, 依然 Fantasy, and this is like one of my favorite albums personally. Like, this came out really when I was starting to get into Jay Chou, which is during my university times. It came out right when I was entering university in 2006. So yeah, this is one of my favorite songs, 千里之外. Again, it's one of his Chinese style songs where he puts like Chinese type influences into his music, and he collaborates with a very well-known Chinese singer on this one. So yeah, this album is great. Like, the only thing I can say is the albums above this one in my list have a few more great songs, but that's not to say, not to put down this album, of course, is still on top 5. So this album's still great, just not as great as the albums above it. But yeah, so many good songs on this album. I love it. This is his middle of his career, like I said, where he's more versatile now. He has many different styles. Pretty good at all of them, honestly. This also a lot of other great songs I like from this album too, like Ye de Di Qi Zang and Qing Mama de Hua and Qing Yue, Bai Se Feng Ce, and Ju Hua Tai. These are all really good songs from this album. So I have a lot I like from this album. Love how he melds the traditional Chinese opera type singing with the melody and the pop sensibilities of the song. It's amazing. So number 3 on my list is Fantasy, or Fantasy, which is his second album, and I think even though his debut album is the one that really, started his career, this is the album that really is the one that made him a huge artist in Asia, right? Like, if you're talking about like iconic songs, Anjing is an iconic Jay Chou song, and like Jiandan Ai, right? That's an iconic song. Like he has. This album is the one that really made him break through in Asia, I think. Really made Jay Chou, kind of a household name. So, yeah, I think this has to be in my top 3. This is a great album. It's probably the best out of his early albums, in my opinion. So, yeah, so many iconic songs from this album. So his famous songs from this album are Anjing and Jiandan Ai, but I also really like Hai Bui Liao Kou and Ai Zai Xiyan Chen and Ba Wo Hui Lai Le. These are also pretty nice songs from this album too. So yeah, this album definitely has a lot of his good songs on it and some of his most iconic songs. Man, what an iconic Jay Chou song. So yeah, this is the album which really made him a household name, so it's gotta be top 3, right? Alright, number 2 on my list is Qi Li Xiang. And this, I think, is the album that really got me into Jay Chou, even though I said Still Fantasy is the album that came out when I got into Jay Chou, but the album that really got me into Jay Chou in terms of appreciating his songs and stuff as an artist is this one, right? So yeah, in the songs especially, like it's an all-time Jay Chou song. What can I say? I think Qi Li Xiang is just one of his greatest songs. So yeah, and this whole album is full of great songs. So like this has to be in the top 2 because yeah, for me, like yeah, this one and the number 1 album contains most of my favorite Jay Chou songs. So yeah, this is the middle of his career where I think he's just so good at everything. Like so versatile, so good at writing, so good at making melodies. Yeah, all songs like from this era are so good. From this, I also really like Yuan Yu Hui and Jie Chou. I think those are also really nice songs from this album too. But the whole album is full of really great songs.
To
So this is my number one favorite Jay Chou album, guys. And you guys probably know what this song is if you know Jay Chou. It's 发如雪 and it's from his album 11月的肖邦, it's November Chopin. I think this is his greatest album. It's just, he does not have a single bad song on this album. It's incredible. Like, this is the really Jay Chou's prime in my opinion. It's like this era, 七里香, 11月的肖邦, UN Fantasy is like, these three albums together is like amazing. Right? And then even 叶惠美, right, and Fantasy before that, like this, he has, yeah, like during this time he was just on fire. Like, yeah, especially the middle of his career, when I'm talking about the mid-2000s, he was killing it, man. Like, songs like this is incredible. Like, he's really mixing the traditional Chinese stuff with pop perfectly. But not only that, he has a lot of other, he's so versatile, right? He has a lot of other great songs on this album that are different genres, and he does them all really well. So, like Feng and Ye Qi, and like so many other great songs from this album. So, he does them all really well. But yeah, November Chopin is such an amazing album. So this has to be my number one pick. Yeah, amazing album. So this is also some of my favorite Jay Chou songs. So aside from 发如雪, there's also 叶曲 and 黑色毛衣 and Feng and 浪漫手机 and 珊瑚海. Like some of these songs are some of my all-time favorite Jay Chou songs. So yeah, it's just an all-time fantastic album for me. Yeah, like how he blends pop music, Chinese music, rap, like all together is amazing. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's my top 10 Jay Chou albums. Let me know if you disagree or agree. But this is my top 10. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in comment section below. And yeah, as always, stay tuned if you like this kind of stuff. I might be making more ranking videos in the future. Yeah. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.